City, 4 lights already, 5 lights, and we are racing here with Porsche on pole position for the first time. Stoffel Vandoorne leads the championship coming into this race, but Andrea Lotterer under huge pressure from Mitch Evans going through the first corner. He's pushed wide and onto the grass, and Mitch Evans moves into the lead of the race. Amazing move from him. Nick de Vries getting very, very loose in the Mercedes in second position, and it looks like we've got Sebastian Buemi who's moved up to third position in the Nissan. Sam Bird now trying to find a way past Andrea Lotterer for fourth. Lotterer going round the outside, super wide, and perhaps he'll keep that position. He does get back up the inside onto the new part of the circuit here in Mexico City. Hermanos Rodriguez. We go further down the Formula One circuit this time to create longer straights. We've got rid of the hairpins that caused so many issues issues last year, and already the drivers really loving it. Into the Foro Sol, the big stadium section that holds 35,000 fans, and there are many, many seats that are filled today. Very few, in fact, that are not filled. That's where the attack zone will be for this 45-minute plus 1 lap race, and the attack zone this time will be used 3 times. The benefit will be 35 kilowatts for 3 minutes, so an extra minute, if you do all the maths, to be in attack mode. The other change to the track means that the drivers take the full Perotada, the old Formula 1 track, the last corner, fearsome in a Formula 1 car, and now fearsome in a Formula E car. Those Gen 2 cars not quite flat out through there. And of course, then onto the oval circuit, before then getting onto the Formula 1 circuit back end. But the join between the two is where there are problems. The tarmac already giving up the ghost, and Sebastian Buemi moves into second position ahead of Nick de Vries. And I think de Vries is going to lose further positions. We've got both of the Mahindras in the pits. That's because they had a gearbox change. You're not allowed to change your gearbox in Formula E. They will put you at the back of the field, and also suffered a drive-through penalty. That's now happened as we see a change for position with Bird moving ahead of de Vries, and de Vries has lost 3 positions in about 3 corners there for Mercedes. His teammate Stoffel Vandoorne down in 11th position, last year's winner. Lucas de Grassi in 12th position. Let's run through the order as they come through to complete the second lap of the race. Fastest lap goes to our leader of the race, Mitch Evans. Then in second position, it's Sebastian Buemi for Nissan. Hasn't got a point yet this season. Andrea Lotterer, third. Bird, fourth. Nick de Vries, fifth. Muller, sixth. Oh, and into the wall. Who was that? That was Nico Muller, I think. Sixth position for him. And what happened there? We saw a very similar accident from Daniel Abt, who starts the tail of the field. He actually went to hospital during qualifying. But Nico Muller just ran wide and hit the barrier on the exit of turn 1, head on. Yellow flags are flying, therefore no overtaking, although we did see somebody overtaking down the back of the track there at turn 5-6. That won't be under yellow flag, so that will be okay. We do expect the safety car to come out though, because that was a hefty old hit. The barriers may need to be replaced. It's right on the side of the circuit. The barriers come out towards the track there on the exit of turn 2.
Good chance to drop behind your opponent to close the gap.
And the drivers stay inside the car as the safety car has been deployed. So the driver will stay in the car until race control says he is allowed to get out. But Nico Muller has buried his car into the wall. And that's a shame because he has such a great qualifying. In 7th position, his best for a long time for J-Ox Dragon as well. Brendan Hartley, his teammate, down in 15th spot. Nico Muller with plenty of experience actually in Formula E, although not in racing conditions. He's the test driver for Audi last year and did a lot of development work. But now in J-Ox colours, he was on the outside trying to get past Nick de Vries and just ran out of track, basically. Suddenly, there was a wall in the way. Very, very strange accident. Just ran a little bit wide and there was no space for him to go. The track, as I say, the barrier comes out towards him. He's actually moved the barrier there as well. Such was the impact. But he is okay. He'll be out of the car in a few moments' time and a chance to really get a grip on this Mexican E-Prix. Sam Bird doing very well from Group 1 in qualifying to get himself into the top 6 shootout. Robin Freins, his teammate, also there. They're 4th and 5th right now for Virgin, behind Lotterer, who was our pole man. He dropped to 3rd after being bullied. Mitch Evans and Sebastian Buemi, the two that got ahead of him. Jean-Luc Verne and Antonio Felix da Costa driving for DS Techeetah. 7th and 8th position right now, with Eduardo Mortara for Rocket Venturi in 9th. And then our championship leader for Mercedes in 10th position, Stoffel Vandoorne, slightly struggling with the Group 1 phase of qualifying that is, I mean, this is a Formula 1 track. This is a track that does get used a little bit more than some of our street tracks in racing trim. So the effect of being in the first group of qualifying where you've got the track at its dirtiest was less, but Stoffel Vandoorne still struggled with that. So Lucas de Grassi for Audi in 11th position, Roland in 12th for Nissan, Gianni for Porsche in 13th, Collado for Jaguar in 14th, then Hartley, Sims, who has shown so well that both BMWs had dreadful qualifying. Both him and Maxi Günther. Sims is down in 16th right now, not made a lot of progress. And then Felipe Massa 17th, Maxi Günther 18th, Apt in 19th, as I say, crashing in practice 1, taken to hospital because the G sensor went off. It was such a big impact. He's back in the car that he crashed. Audi doing an amazing job to get it back underway, and he is okay. Mark Widhar and Ollie Turvey for Neo really struggling here. Remember last time out in Chile, we saw Ollie Turvey have an amazing qualifying, getting himself into that top 6. And then the two Mahindras I've already spoken about that had changed their gearbox, so put to the back of the field, and also drive-throughs. Both, I think, took their drive-through before the safety car, so that is actually a real benefit for them. They will be very happy to have had to have the safety car to allow them to get back to the back of the field. Catch back up to the back of the field, should I say. Whilst we are in the safety car conditions, a quick reminder of exactly where we're at. Last year we had 2 races in Diriyah, and the winning drivers were Sam Bird on the Saturday and Alexander Sims on the Sunday. And then we went to Santiago in Chile mid-January, and Maxi Günther for BMW took the victory. But such was the consistency of Stoffel Vandoorne, he's one of the only drivers coming into this race that had scored in all 3 races. And actually, I think it was one of the few drivers that have finished in all 3 races. So Stoffel Vandoorne with a 3rd in both races in Saudi Arabia, and then a 6th in Chile. And that's why he leads the championship coming into this race. But such is the spread of talent in Formula E, and such is the early part of the championship that really, when it comes to London in July, anything could have happened. We've got Mexico right now, and 2 weeks' time Marrakesh follows it. The Sanya E-Prix has been cancelled, and therefore we're not going to China. Instead, we go from Marrakesh directly to Rome, a track we know well. Paris next, also a track we've been to for the last couple of years. And then Seoul and Jakarta over in Asia, 2 brand new circuits, followed by Berlin and New York City. The Tempelhof track is expected to hold a second race, or maybe New York, to make up for the lack of Sanya. And the championship will finish in London. The new track in the XL building, and we'll go through the XL building, go inside, and that will be quite a spectacle, especially if it's anything like the UK weather and it rains. Right, safety car is in this lap. We've got 36 minutes remaining of the race, plus 1 lap, and now we can really get the race started. Field looks very well bunched.
Stay focused and pay attention.
Of course, they don't want to use very much energy, but it doesn't matter so much these days, because once that safety car is released, the race control will subtract a certain amount of energy from the cars so that there is still energy management going on in the race. Last year we saw such a performance from this Gen 2 car that when the safety car was out, it allowed them to save so much energy that then we could have a flat-out race to the line. And that's not really what Formula E is all about. The fascinating thing is the lifting and coasting, the preserving of energy. We're back underway, and Andrea Lotterer looking under pressure from Sam Bird in 4th position. Bird decides against it going into turn 1, though. Freins in 5th, De Vries in 6th, Verne de Costa, Mortara and Vandoorne your top 10. But not really a braking zone into turn 1. Better overtaking at turn 3, and there's contact between De Vries and Freins. The 2 Dutchmen getting together, but getting away with it. And then into turn 5, a bit further back, some potential moves. James Collado being pushed to the outside and losing a spot to Neil Jarni for a moment. A little bit of damage to Andrea Lotterer's car, where there was a bit of contact. Sam Bird desperately trying to make a move down the inside into the Foro Sol, and that's a beautiful move from Sam Bird. Gets him up into 3rd position for Virgin, and this is much more like it. This is what they want to see. It's been difficult since that win in Diriyah, retired on the Sunday and only picked up a solitary point in Chile, but now back into the mix and into the thick of things for Sam Bird. exactly what you can do going into Forosol. The right-hand corner sets you up to then do a lunge into the left-handers in the Forosol, and Lotra is really struggling. Frying's up the inside into turn one, and Lotra has to get out of it, and he's got out of the throttle, and that's allowed to Freeze to get past as well. Lotra down to 6th position now. Lotra looking to try and find a way back past into turn 3, but there was no space. And now he's got his old teammate, Jean-Eric Verne, behind him. De Costa as well, his new teammate to Jean-Eric Verne. Oh, Felipe Massa with damage to the front end of his car. He's out of the race. What happened there? Looks like he's hit someone or something. But Felipe Massa out of the race as James Kalalo moves up into 13th past Neil Jarni. Mark Winnar has also had an issue, dropping to the tail of the field in his Mahindra, lost a couple of spots, and the first of the attack modes are activated by Ollie Rowland this time in 12th position for Nissan. You don't lose a huge amount of time activating attack mode if you move to the inside line. You're offline because you're able to then defend going into the next of the left-handers. So whilst you may lose a little bit of time, unlikely to lose track position like you would have done perhaps in Diriyah.